Hey there guys, NexGenStriker here, and today I'm basically going to give my afterthoughts on a lot of the rants that I've done that have received mainly negative criticism and that have gotten a lot of views. Now the reason I'm doing this is because, well, one, there were some corrections I wanted to throw in, because I'm not a perfect human being. Apparently you have to be that on the internet, but whatever. And then the other one is that really some of the criticisms I get, one, I get over and over again. And two, they just get so annoying that I really just get tired of addressing them. And, to this day, some of those rants still get views and comments. So, yeah, I pretty much felt the need that I had to do this. Now, of course, I will make more rants in the future. So, will I be doing this again? I don't know. But, probably not, because some of the rants I've done were just, like, so big, I doubt I can honestly reproduce that again. So, we'll basically start from where I started off, which was my rant on why you shouldn't get Street Fighter Cross Tekken Part 1. And of course that stemmed many other rants on Capcom and Street Fighter Cross Tekken for good reasons. Because, well, you guys already know, because you've watched me. And thank you guys for watching me, because that's always really awesome. But anyway, so let's talk about that first rant of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Now, this was definitely the biggest risk that I ever took on my YouTube career. Now, looking back on this, honestly, I'm still shocked that I did this. Basically, it was just to warn people that, hey, Capcom, they're evil and they do all these things. But none of the information that I presented was really solid, because with the other rants, I talk about things that have happened. But with this rant, I more or less talked about the things that could happen, using examples of things that they've done in the past over and over again. So, in my mind, I knew that they were going to do something, but to my surprise, it actually went even worse than I thought it would go, with all those characters and all that other stuff locked off. So, honestly, it's a big surprise that it went as well as it did. I mean, not to say that I wanted them to rip people off that badly, but yeah, I just got lucky, I guess. So, yeah, if you ever want to get popular on YouTube, just take a risk that, has some logic behind it, and there you go. It worked for me. So, yeah, we move on from that, and, I've done some other rants, but I think the next big one that got a ton of attention would definitely be the GameStop rant. Now, I have regretted making some rants in the past. The original Street Fighter Cross Tekken I regretted for a while because there were some things I wanted to say and, some corrections, etc., etc. And this GameStop rant, I still kind of regret it because people will just not leave me alone on this rant. It's insane. Like, every day I will get at least one comment on there that just irks me to no end, and it's just, continuous. I've gotten to the point where now almost all the comments I answer are negative ones, so, yeah, it's crazy. I'm sorry for those of you who are actually nice, and for those of you who come and defend me, that's really nice as well, but, this GameStop one, it's just insane. I don't know why so many people hate this rant. It's just, for really, it was the one that I was the most proud of because it was really just my take on it from my experience. But people like to tell me, oh, I was a terrible worker and, I did this and did that. And I told them, hey, this is what's up. But people just would not listen to me. And that's what's so annoying. Now, of course, there was one error that I made. And this was due to my, my misknowledge. Was that managers apparently have, fixed hours and such. Basically the hours aren't in their hands is what I'm saying, so they have to have so many hours. And that's, yeah, that was the one mistake I made, but still, that doesn't make GameStop a good place. All because, that one little mistake, but people, of course, like to exploit that one little thing above everything else, so, you know how it is. Yeah, and, people say, oh, they didn't keep me because I was bad and all this stuff, but I keep telling them, they just don't listen. What can I say? Yeah, some people just don't listen. Let's see, what else? Now, I had some Resident Evil rants. People did have some, criticisms with that, but it wasn't too bad. Mainly, it was just people that absolutely worshipped the ground that Resident Evil and Capcom stood on, so, of course, they're just gonna, they even defended Call of Duty and all this. It was just insane. So yeah, there wasn't really too much to say on that one. And then, of course, later on, I did the rant that I was, again, really proud of, which was the Street Fighter Cross Tekken rant part 2. And in this rant, I basically just said, hey, I told you so, and I laughed, and it was a great time. Now, what a lot of people actually don't realize is that a lot of the stuff that I do in my rants and videos is really overacting, because obviously I'm not going to have that insane reaction whenever I see these sort of things happen. It's just for entertainment, and really I do the rants a lot for you guys. It's not that, I hate the world or whatever. It's just that they're fun to do, people like them, so I keep making them, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun to do it. And sometimes I really am angry at what people do, mainly Capcom. Sometimes it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes it's kind of personal. So yeah, with this rant, I don't think there was too much really criticism. It's just kind of fun to look back at this one, because man, did they really screw up with this game, and yeah, it's just, that's really all there is. Sora's Wrath, there wasn't really too much with that one. And then I did a rant on Neo GameSpark, which was a joke, and a lot of people didn't seem to understand that, but it's okay. So the next one that, let's see, I'm looking through the list right now of ones that people really got mad about, and the iCarly versus Victoria, or not versus, the iCarly and Victoria spinoff rant, surprisingly, some people were a little upset about that one. Can you guys believe that? Yeah, it is kind of hard to believe, isn't it? But yeah, some people, one or two, I believe, was all it was. This is a more recent rant, so I still remember these, but some people were saying, why are you hating on these? These are such great shows, and yeah, there's not really much to say on that one. But there's one more rant that, for some reason, has gotten so much hate. This one just confuses me. Because I didn't really make a mistake on this one. It's just that people, I don't know why, but they just really wanted to defend Square Enix to the end of the earth. And this would, of course, be the Final Fantasy 13-3 rant, basically, which was where it was announced, and I said, well, Square Enix is going downhill and all this, and people were saying, no, Square Enix is still doing great and all this, and people just don't really seem to understand where I was going with this. I'm basically saying that because they're doing this, they're diverting their attention away from all these other projects that they need to get done, like Versus and, all these other things, and all they're doing is just porting over their old games and at the same time releasing 13 games over and over again. They need to focus more on other Final Fantasy games, like 14, for example, revamping it, which apparently they are doing. I hope that goes over well, because apparently 14 really sucked, the big one, and yeah, I can see why. But yeah, 13, I know some people like it, and that's okay. When I do these rants, I'm not saying, hey, you can't enjoy the game that I'm ranting on. Even in the Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I would say, hey, I'm not saying it's a bad game, I'm just saying this is a terrible practice. People don't seem to understand that. And it's the same with 13, some people are going to like it, and that's fine. But it's just, I'm not the only one saying this. People seem to think that, but a lot of fans, they don't want another 13, they want other games, and, they're neglecting their fan bases. They're just listening to money, all because it makes money doesn't make it good, people, okay? Look at Twilight. It's not good. Another one that's going to be up soon is 50 Shades of Grey, sorry. It's another unfortunate trilogy of movies that we're going to have to sit through, and that's, yeah, I still can't believe that one's getting made into movies, but whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of diverting, sorry. But yeah, this Square Enix thing is just so ridiculous. I don't really understand why people are so mad about that one. And this is the first one where there's actually more dislikes than likes, and that's depressing, because, I always try to make more likes than dislikes, but I guess on this one, it just, yeah, I couldn't avoid it. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, and I guess that's pretty much all I really had to say about that, and just some funny comments. If you guys ever want to have fun, just go back and look at the old rants. I'm telling you, there's some really funny comments, and I do defend myself, and really most of them aren't that hard to pick apart, but, some of them are just annoying when they, all they have to say is like, oh, yeah, you're a nerd, you're a loser, you're never going to get a girlfriend, all that little stupid things, it's just, people, come on, come up with some more creative, arguments and stuff. And really, that's all I have to say on the rants, because the latest ones I made were the Naruto ones, and most people agree for obvious reasons. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching and supporting me all this time. As far as other rants I've got coming up, I think I might do one on Devil May Cry, and that'll be it for a while, because there's really nothing else to rant on. So, yeah, take care, and thank you guys for watching.